All right, let's do this. I genuinely can't believe that I'm doing this. And before I get to the part why I wanted to start this channel or even think about it in the first place, I just want to acknowledge the fact that all of us go through a lot of similar thoughts and feelings throughout our day and our lives. And even if one person is able to connect with the way you think and feel, it really makes you relieved in the sense that I am not crazy. मैं पागल नहीं हो रही हूँ सोच सोच के and it's okay. This is I'm just being a human at the end, and life is not going to eat me up alive, and it's going to be fine in the end. It's all going to be okay. So, yeah, I just hope to bring some sense of comfort through these talks. I love, love, love sending WhatsApp audios to my friends, but this is different. This is like putting yourself out there for the scrutiny and whatnot. But that is just a very tiny part. I look at it as worst case scenario. I freeze and I won't be able to talk as much, and maybe I'm not able to provide the kind of value I thought in my head, and all of those things. But the best case scenario would be that I find a set of people who genuinely connect through what I am saying, and they feel it as deeply as I do. And we can all just have our space of feeling comforted and feeling that we have a say in our lives. And yeah, just have a sweet little bond. So let's do it. And please forgive me if I sound repetitive because it's my first time and I really don't know how all of this is going to turn out. Because at the back of your head, you're always thinking, am I doing something wrong? Am I saying something wrong? Do need to be a certain way? And all of that will constantly be present. But the reason why you do something should be greater than your fear to do it. So, yeah, I will keep reminding myself of the reason and continuing in that sense. All right, so the reason. I I wouldn't say I had a very crazy childhood and then my teens were crazy and I went through a lot in life and now I just have to pull back up and share it here. I don't have them out of the box reasons, and that is why I want to do it because that way no one is like none of you would be able to relate to me one day when I do something and then there's this story of success that comes out. I want to be able to record the parts where I don't know what I'm doing with my life, where I don't know how things are going to pan out, and just normalize the unknown part. And yeah, maybe just continuing and making peace with my present will lead me to the answers that I want. So here it goes. I'm sorry, I keep deviating from the topic, but yeah, I am an introvert and I have, for as long as I can remember, I have only had one friend throughout every phase of my life. And that one friend is always an extrovert. Like they have to ऐसे पूरा तुम्हारे अंदर से सब उनको खींच के निकालना पड़ता है information. And once they do that, once you open up to them, it's like friends for life. And I feel very, very, very lucky in that department that I have found at least one person in every phase of my life who really gets me and wants the best for me and has changed my life for the better. I don't know how to do this without over explaining things and getting distracted all the time. But yeah, so I've always been this shy introvert kind of a person. And the reason why I even am speaking in the first place right now is because of my friends and the way they were able to push me to talk and just share my thoughts in general. So, yeah, anyway, growing up, I did not fancy a lot of things. Like I was a very obedient and acha bacha wala vibe tha. And 10th तक I was like a good अच्छे marks आ जाते हैं पढ़ वढ़ लेते हैं वैसे वाला बच्चा. And then 11th 12th happened and everything changed. And I think a lot of people go through this, and I feel it is so weird for any 15-year-old to take a decision on what are they going to do with the rest of their lives. And it's crazy that we don't have enough options in the first place. Like you're telling me there are only three ways by which I can decide the trajectory of my life. And at 15, I am not even aware of how big the world is, how many possibilities exist, and I'm just provided with three. And tabhi I think even though internet was a thing and people used that, but I did not have a phone. I'm 23 by the way. So yeah, 11th तक फोन नहीं था, 11th में मिला एंड देन ऐसे दुनिया एकदम काफी कुछ चीजें पता चली नई नई. So I got my phone. And that's when things started going downhill. And I did not realize it at that time. But yeah, there comes a moment where you're like, okay, my phone is ruling my life and I can't handle this anymore. I have to do something about it. But yeah, long story short, 11th, 12th went okay-ish. I gave my NEET medical entrance exams. So I did take up science in my 11th because I was good in studies and मुझे bio पसंद थी. बस वही reason था, मुझे maths नहीं करना था. I did not, तो इसलिए commerce का question ही नहीं निकला. And engineering भी उसमें भी कितना maths. So yeah, anyway, that is why I did not go ahead with those options. And doctor was the only thing in my mind, like थोड़ा बहुत ऐसे relate हो types. तो वो कर लिया फिर. Exam दे दी, did not score well. Like, of course, I fully accept the fact that I did not study well, but it was also because there was so much happening in terms of like the amount of classes, the kind of information that you're constantly being fed. And then there's your phone, which is like a lot better to like, yeah, of course, you're not going to have as much maturity at that age कि नहीं ये करना सही है एंड फोन से मतलब उसमें तो अभी डोपामिन एंड ये वो अभी हमें पता चल रहा है कि हाँ काफी कुछ है that the reason why you are more stuck on your phone वो सब तभी नहीं पता था तभी it was just like yeah I enjoy this and I want to spend time on this. So anyway, but I'm not giving any excuses for not studying at that point of time. I just did not have the energy to keep at it. Like the lectures were enough. Uske baad, there was no way I could bring myself to studying again. So all of that happened. Then I got into pharmacy. I got into a decent college. And again, the same thing. There was no change in terms of what is like the education system and the things that you expect कि कॉलेज में जाके चीजें थोड़ी बेटर हो जाएगी and होता है up to some extent like you get some sense by that point but इतना नहीं होता है कि you can fully differentiate and yeah, be more wise with your decisions and things like that. So, yeah, I got into college, hated it again, just like my 11th, 12th. And I really, really wanted to make things better for myself, like seriously this time. And somehow, after reading and doing a lot of essay self reflection and all of those things, I discovered spirituality. And that's probably the only reason why I can be more hopeful about my future, be more at peace with my present, and yeah, just not give up on life, because those entrance exams and constantly going back to back with college lectures and like I had a full day college wala routine, and when a whole day goes by without you feeling energized or happy, there comes a breaking point where you're like, I can't take this anymore. Like 6 7 years of that, and you're done. You're just like, this is enough. This is my limit, and I really have to take things in my hands now. So yeah, I had that limit in my first or second year of college. And once I discovered this whole, okay, so with spirituality, I still wasn't a very religious person. There is a difference between that. Like, I wanted to understand what brought me happiness and energy on a soul level and on a personal level, but I wasn't into prayer and puja and things like that at that point. Like, yeah, I don't remember being the kid who would like हमें सिर्फ इतना बताया जाता है कि नहीं just pray to God and things will be fine and all of that. But what goes beyond that? Can you give me the experience of God? And वो अगर तुम मेरे लिए सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो, then I can still connect with what you're trying to say. But if I don't have any experience in the first place, how am I going to connect with it? So yeah, I had my experience during that. Like there are a bunch of experiences which I will get to in the next videos or audios and whatever it is. But for now, let's just stick to that. I had a few experiences that rooted me in spirituality and made me think like this is real. For once, something feels legit. क्योंकि तब तक तो ऐसे लग रहा था कि जैसा-जैसा मुझे बोला गया है, वैसा-वैसा मैं कर रही हूँ, फिर भी मुझे वो रिजल्ट्स क्यों नहीं मिल रहे जो मुझे सब बता रहे हैं? व्हाई डोंट आई हैव समथिंग एज़ कॉमन एंड एज़ छोटा एज़ पीस ऑफ माइंड? उतना ही माँग रही हूँ यार, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं माँग रही। एंड बाकी चीज़ें तो मैं बाद में देखूँगी, बट अगर मैं खुद को ही सँभाल नहीं पा रही हूँ, इफ आई एम नॉट फीलिंग स्टेबल अपने आप से, देन हाउ एम आई सपोज्ड टू function every single second? So, yeah, I was constantly filled with anxiety. I would feel lost about the direction of my life. I was underconfident, and yeah, everything that a 20-year-old goes through was happening and on steroids. Like it was bad. And I do not, I also do not regret those decisions, like getting into a college and मतलब तभी तो और क्या ही ऑप्शन होगा कि तुम्हारे पास कि क्या ही करोगे तुम। बट या ऑल ऑफ इट लेड मी टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, सो आई एम जेन्युइनली वेरी थैंकफुल कि मुझे अर्ली ऑन लाइफ में फेलियर या वो वाले एक्सपीरियंसेस मिल गए थे, वेयर आई वाज़ फोर्स्ड टू डिमांड समथिंग मोर एंड yeah, look for something deeper than what was visible in front of my eyes and what everyone told me to. Yep. I'm just trying to figure out a way to talk about it in a concise manner, but मुझसे नहीं हो पा रहा है because the experience itself is सो एक्सपैंडिंग एंड इतना तुम्हारा दिमाग खुल जाता है वो करने के बाद कि यू लिटरली फील लाइक वेयर वाज I was living a lie this whole time, and this is like a portal that is mysterious but in a good way and makes me wanting more. क्योंकि उस पॉइंट तक मैंने जो भी किया था ना, मुझे कभी ऐसा नहीं लगा कि मुझे ये करते रहना है। आई वॉन्ट मोर ऑफ दिस, लाइक आई कैंट गेट इनफ ऑफ इट। कोई ऐसा नहीं बोलता पढ़ाई करके कि आई कांट गेट इनफ ऑफ दिस, यार मुझे पूरा दिन यही करना है। सो एंड इवन इफ इट हैपेंस, it will be because the thing that you're studying or putting your effort into is that exciting for you. मेरे लिए नहीं थी वो चीजें, and that's my problem with everything around us. So yeah, anyway, I started meditating, I started journaling, I started writing, and yeah, these 2 3 things became ऐसे मेरे जीवन का एकदम strong foundation. And since then, I I have like a good level of confidence in whatever I'll do and wherever I'll go. Like अभी भी मेरे पास clear answers नहीं है, but that is because the effort is lacking on my part. मुझे पता है कि मैंने वो effort max out कर दिया, तो मुझे जो चाहिए वो मिल जाएगा। बट पहले तो मुझे यही नहीं पता था ना कि मैं करूँ क्या, एफर्ट डालूँ कहाँ? तो that was the whole problem. Like I would always be out of energy and I'd always feel like क्या कर रही हूँ मैं, कहाँ जा रहा है, मतलब क्या होगा मेरा? यही मतलब रोज़-रोज़ तुम थक जाते हो खुद से ही वो चीज़ डील कर कर के। But yeah, meditation changed my life, spirituality changed my life, reading about it changed my life, and I'm just here to share all of it with whoever finds their way to my content. And I genuinely hope that no one has to go through the kind of confusion me or any 20-year-old goes through on a normal day-to-day basis. And it's not worth it. Like, my biggest dream is that I cater to like the age group of 15 to 25 years old. It would give me so much of joy to see someone starting to meditate and get like jitna jaldi ho sake utna better hai. But I think 15 is like a good place where you open yourself up, you have time to experiment, yeah, you are still a bit gullible, but also not as naive as you were in school. So yeah, it's like a different experience. Like स्कूल जाने के बाद तुम्हें लगता है कि अरे वाह कॉलेज जाएंगे और कितना मजा आएगा, एंड आई डू दिस एंड आई डू दैट, एंड देन यू सी कि मैं तो बस ग्रेड्स और मार्क्स में ही फंस गया, और ग्रेड्स और मार्क्स के ऊपर आए तो प्लेसमेंट और जॉब में ही फंस गया, एंड उसके ऊपर आए तो शिट शादी और बच्चे। सो इट जस्ट डजंट स्टॉप। सो आई विश इफ आई आई कैन डू समथिंग अबाउट द एज ग्रुप ऑफ 15 टू 25, और उसमें अगर तुमने अपना सेंटर, अपना फाउंडेशन अच्छा कर लिया, then no matter what you do, wherever you go, it will be rooted in something bigger than yourself. And things that you wouldn't have imagined for yourself, वो चीजें होने लग जाएगी. So yeah, this is the reason why I do what I do, and the reason that I keep coming back to whenever I feel low, whenever I feel like it's getting difficult and may I may not be able to continue. This is the one I'm going to remind myself. And if you, I just want you to take some time out and ask that to yourself. What is the reason that you're doing things in your life? Like, जो भी तुम कर रहे हो दिन भर में, उसके पीछे का रीजन क्या है? What is it that drives you to do that thing? And if you don't have that, please, please, please try to think about it at least. Start from there. Action ले सकते हैं हम, but at least think about the fact कि the way you are functioning right now, is it really in line with who you are, what you want? Does it make you fall in love with your life? Yeah, because all of us deserve that. And I am telling you from personal experience that it is fully possible and it's not a far fetched thing. And I hope I can bring you back to yourself and do something about it. So here's my reason. What's yours?